The other problem is that a lot of the retraction notices don't actually tell you what happened, or they tell you something that isn't quite true. They make something sound like a technicality. They make it sound like an authorship dispute when actually somebody made up the data. These are bad situations, and nobody wants to talk about them, but it's a real transparency problem, which is what we realized, and why one of the reasons, again, that and the great stories that we started Retraction Watch in 2010. We've created a database, which you're free to check out. It's open access and all that, retractiondatabase.org, where you can look for retractions. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of data from that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the growth we've seen in retractions. Remember, I said we launched in 2010, and Adam was quoted early on saying something to the effect of, well, we thought that we would, post a couple times a month, and that's all the retractions we thought there were. Our mothers would read it. We think our mothers read it. We're not still quite sure. But that would be it. Just a few retractions a month. It turns out we're way off, way off. And so we should retract that statement. In fact, there were a few retractions a month back in 2000. There were about 40 retractions a year. By 2010, when we launched, there were actually close to 5,000 retractions, so that was a bit of a blip. In 2016, again, according to our data, there were 1,400 retractions, which is more or less consistent with what we've seen. There was a blip for some sort of strange reasons involving a conference, a physics and engineering and computer science conference, set of conferences that had to retract 7,000 papers at once. But what we've seen, if you not ignore that, but if you sort of leave an asterisk next to that, is that the number of retractions has grown, again, from about 40 to about 1,400 over not quite 20 years. The number of papers published has doubled during that time. So obviously you would expect to see